Welcome everybody to our live stream on Saturday morning, 11 Eastern Standard Time. This is Sound Money Investing. I hope everybody is doing great. Here in the channel, we cover gold, silver, and Bitcoin investments. Hopefully, we will get a nice live stream today. Hope you enjoy it. Again, this is not financial advice. I do just for fun, share my knowledge in terms of sound money investing in my life because I base it to build my portfolio. So again, thank you for joining. Thank you for listening. If you like the content, subscribe, look at the videos, comment, ask questions. I will gladly answer them to the best of my knowledge. So, without further ado, let's start. So, first, I have a little news related to gold, particularly. There's a lot of discussion in the community about the upcoming Barrick Gold IPO spin-off that they're planning on doing shortly. So quite a lot of speculation in terms of Barrick Gold. We don't know exactly when that will happen, but this will generate an excessive amount of cash for Barrick Gold Company, and that will potentially indicate acquisitions, deals that the company will do for acquiring rights to future gold productions. So this is starting to get a lot of traction. So keep an eye on Barrick Gold and what their plan will be related to this spin-off that they plan to do, and then also what actions will they take post that IPO with the amount of cash that they get out of the listing of this spin-off in this major gold producer in the industry. So that was the main thing, the main news that I had related to gold. And also something that's making the news today, Saturday, 11th of April 2026, is the US-Iran talks that are underway in Pakistan. It's going to start over the weekend. We will see what comes out of the situation. We will cover the charts right now very fairly soon related to what has happened this last week for gold, silver, and Bitcoin, our favorite assets. So we will see what comes out of these meetings. Obviously, peace talks and things like that are always fragile. Ceasefire orders are also quite fragile. It depends on how committed the two members are towards getting a deal done. So expect volatility, expect a lot of changes, expect a lot of movement related to oil, to the upside or to the downside, and also that could have an impact on our assets, mainly gold, silver, and Bitcoin that we cover here in the channel. So this is going on this weekend. It's going to be a big deal. Gold markets are off, silver markets are off. The only market that is obviously available 24/7 is Bitcoin. So if you want to see some kind of the impact of these talks during the weekend, just follow Bitcoin. This is the only indicator that can help you look at the market, look at the current reaction, and see what type of response we could get at the beginning of the trading week on Monday morning, 9 a.m. So let's go back to our charts. And here's something interesting that I added to the charts. You will see it. I prepared a video of the top 6 gold ETFs that I track, the ones that I invested in, not financial advice. I recorded the video just before the live stream. I have to edit it and I'll post it during the day today. So keep an eye on that battle, if you want, related to these ETFs. But the main thing is that when you're investing, you're looking to beat inflation, beat debasement in your country. If you live in the US, the US dollar. If you live in Canada, the Canadian dollar. If you live in another country, your currency. So what you want is to increase your buying power. And for that, you need to beat both the inflation and the debasement. And I always try to aim at something that it's 15%, 20%, 25% returns, ideally, in order to move away as far away as possible from a combination of debasement and inflation. So I added a table here on the gold chart, which is the performance since the 2nd of January 2026 up to today. So year to date, what has happened with the market and what has happened with gold. So in this case, I'm using an example is the VOO, which is one of the most popular ETFs that tracks the S&P 500. So if you make a simulation of a $10,000 investment, the VOO since the beginning of the year has returned minus $55. It doesn't have any distributions, so the total return is minus $55. So you have lost 0.6% in terms of performance. You have not gone up, not gone down if you invested in the S&P 500 up to now. In terms of gold, however, well, gold, if you did the exact same $10,000 investment, your return as of today would be $958. Obviously, gold does not have any distributions. Therefore, your total return is $958 for a return of 9.6% since the beginning of the year. That's what we want to see. Positive return as much as possible. It's not always possible, but better than the market. Always better than the market. It would be better if it's 15 or 20%, but this is the reality in terms of return for gold. So far, it has given you 9.6% up to now. So this charts will be updated monthly. I will keep them in the chart so that people always have it in mind. You always need to look at the benchmarks and see the performance of these ETFs. I'm going to decide, but probably every live stream that I do, I'll remake the calculation. So year-to-date performance will always be listed here. I think it's going to be useful for people who are looking at gold, silver, and Bitcoin to see what the performance is year-to-date and evaluate what to do with these positions. In terms of the chart for gold, this is the daily chart. Quite good performance from gold, quite happy. We have continued this bounce here towards $5,000 in terms of gold, even though we have all the Middle East tensions, all the back and forth with oil. Um, it has been quite a solid performance, in my opinion, of gold so far. It's doing its job, it's beating the market and holding strong in this volatile environment. It's always tricky to go into these periods and determine what will happen with um, our assets. But in this case, gold has performed quite well. So this is the summary for gold. In terms of silver, I haven't done the chart. I will do it potentially for tomorrow. We'll have it for the live stream. But similarly, obviously, silver follows gold. We have not corrected that much. We have gone slightly up this week for silver. We are trading at $75.83, challenging towards 100. We're going up and up. Again, same thing, same reasoning applies to silver. It has been strong in this highly volatile, unpredictable, crazy market. And I think it's doing its job. It has more volatility than gold. That's will always be the case for many years, I believe. So this is the characteristic of silver. It moves a lot, but it has the same tendencies of gold normally, and it has done a quite good job. Eventually, I will make a video of the top silver ETFs that I track and the ones that I have selected. Same thing in terms of our next asset. So pretty much gradual uptick for silver in the last week, which is positive. We will see what comes out of these discussions of the weekend and how it will influence the silver market Sunday night when the market starts trading again. So that covers silver. Quickly, we'll go over to oil. Oil has corrected, has been quite volatile. It has come down, which is a good thing. It's trading below 100 at $95.62. It's going to help bring down a little bit the price of oil and gas at the pump for us, the citizens, especially in North America. We will see how it will trade in the upcoming weeks, but expect, a yo-yo. It could go up, it could go down. It's going to be quite volatile. If you have investments in oil ETFs or things like that, expect a lot of volatility. You need to have a plan in order to a long-term plan, in order to have these assets in your portfolio. But oil, I talk about oil. I know it's not part of our channel, but I talk about oil because it influences the S&P 400, it influences gold, it influences silver, and it has an impact also on Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin. So, I shared last week that I am shorting Bitcoin actually with my ETFs right now because I believe that we are going to correct. There's still a little bit of correction required to the bottom before we move into the 3-year window where prices either go slightly sideways or up towards an all-time high. That has happened before with Bitcoin. It's part of the cycles. We have here in the chart this level here at $76,000, which is the big resistance. If we go above that, I will have to change my mind and look and decide if the bear market will finish earlier in terms of Bitcoin. But in my opinion, not financial advice, what I'm expecting is a uptick, or is going to stop at this level 70. We are at 72,850. Maybe we're going to stop at 73. Then we're going to start correcting. And if we go below 62,400 here, or maybe even clearly, yeah, 60,000. If we clearly go below 60,000, we're going potentially to $50,000 in terms of Bitcoin. That's what I'm expecting. And then potentially sideways action here between 50 and 60,000 up until October of 2026. This is my prediction. I could be wrong. This is my thesis. Obviously, right now, the last week, Bitcoin performed quite well. We went up once P stocks were talked about. This is the big green candle here that you see. Since then, we have traded upwards in a really controlled manner. We will see if it holds. I have my plan. You may have yours. I have spot Bitcoin investments. I also have Solana investments. So I am invested in the crypto world long term. I do not sell my Bitcoin. I accumulate Bitcoin based on price long term. So, but I trade the ETFs. And these ETFs, like I mentioned, because I cannot short spot Bitcoin, and I don't want to lose my coins, I don't do this type of trading with spot Bitcoin per se, but I do it in my portfolio with ETFs that now we have the possibility to have inverse ETFs that we can use to short Bitcoin. So I have started position last week and will continue up until roughly October of 2026. We will see if my thesis holds. Maybe it won't, maybe it will. It's just a guess at this stage, but I'm basing it on the historic data of the 4-year cycle. And like I indicated, in October, I'll switch hard on ETFs that are going to be long and not short anymore, but trying to take advantage of price appreciation of Bitcoin from October 2026 up until October 2028, October 29, October 2030, or something like that. So that would be potentially October, November 2030, the top of the market based on previous history. So this is my plan. I place my chips related to that plan. But for now, Bitcoin has gone up, so my short positions have gone down. So for now, it's not going the way that I anticipated, but I believe that correction is upcoming in terms of Bitcoin. I don't know what will bring the price down. We will see if my thesis, my long-term plan until October 2026 holds. And you will see it here on the live streams. I will discuss it week after week. and we will see the progression of this trade over time. I could be off, it could completely failed my strategy. That's why I'm looking at that $76,000 level for Bitcoin and see if it's going to be critical. If we go beyond that, I will have to revisit and relook at my thesis. But for now, I'm going to hold my short positions in Bitcoin. So this covers the overview of our assets, gold, silver, and Bitcoin for today, Saturday, 11th of April, 2026. We do not have questions in the chat. It's been 25 minutes. So I want to thank everybody who's going to watch this weekly overview. Hopefully, maybe you have time to log in tomorrow for our live stream on Sunday, 12th of April at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If not, look at the upcoming video that I'm going to post in a few hours related to the top 6 gold ETFs that I track. I track way more than that. I have a list of almost 200 ETFs that I track in terms of performance in all industries to see which ones provide the best distributions, the best returns, the best combinations of returns and distributions. And out of those, I make my small lists of potential ETFs that I invest in. So that's why I will do regularly updates on these ETFs. So there's going to be gold. After that, I'm going to do videos on the silver ETFs, and then the Bitcoin related ETF, long and short, to evaluate their performance and share it with everybody. So thank you again. This covers the overview for this week. For now, we're trending up for gold, trending up for silver, and trending up for Bitcoin. So we will see if it will continue, or if it's going to be disrupted by world's events of other bad news or good news that are going to be deployed in the market. So happy investing, everybody. Thank you for watching. And if you like the content, subscribe to the channel to get the notifications in order to be able to participate in these live streams. If you do, I will answer any of your questions. I plan to analyze any of the assets that you want to look at or that you're interested in. I'm always open to help here in YouTube, and maybe you can help me to discover things that I have not been aware of. So it's a good exchange that we can have here with the Bitcoin community and our channel. So again, to conclude, this is the channel, Sound Money Investing, where we talk about gold, silver, and Bitcoin. We have 1 subscriber for now, 19 videos, and a lot of discussions around gold, silver, and Bitcoin. Happy investing, everybody. See you all tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.